There you are.
Okay, hello everyone.
Thank you for hopping on a little early, but we had a tech issue, so you've got 2 minutes extra.
Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Hopefully you can see that.
Let's
Ready?
see. Yeah, this works perfectly, so I'm just gonna leave you to it, and the floor is all yours. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you, and hello everyone. So let me first introduce myself. So I'm Joaquim Bargallo. I'm the head of customer success at Artificial Solutions, and me and my team, what we are mainly doing is making sure that all our partners and clients are embracing and knowing exactly how our platform, our natural language platform, is working to develop outstanding conversational solutions. So today I'm going to share with you how big companies like Skoda, like Shell, like Swisscom have successfully implemented multi-language solutions, right? So today's is going to be about how it's a multi-language solution being implemented in an efficient way. So let me start sharing the slides. So as I was saying, Shell, Skoda, Swisscom, different cases. Skoda is a car manufacturer in Europe. They have launched web and mobile conversational solutions, and they're present in many different markets. So the need is to go live with different languages while giving support to local differences, right? So if you want to book a test drive, for instance, it's not exactly the same process in Spain that it's in Ireland or in Czech Republic or in some other places. So there has to be a way to deploy that in multiple languages in an efficient way. That is a Skoda. Swisscom, for instance, biggest telecom in Switzerland. So they have one obsession, which is providing the best-in-class service to their customers, regardless of the language. And in Switzerland, they are speaking 4 languages. So it's Italian, French, and German. And also they are having many people that are speaking English, so they want to serve in the 4th language as well. And German, there is a peculiarity, which is not like normal High German, the normal German. It's more like Swiss German, which is having some specificness into the language. So that is, for instance, Swisscom case. Shell, all global oil manufacturer. I think that it's well known. They're present all around the world, but not all the markets are equally important or relevant for them to justify an inversion into a conversational solution. So I will explain how they have expanded the solution to be able to be present in as many countries as possible in a minimal effort and in an efficient way. So in essence, what is a good multi-language solution? And these are the 3 points, which is I have kind of tackled them in giving these 3 examples. It's a solution that is deployed in different languages and countries. It is adaptable to the local differences, and it's developed in an efficient and scalable way. Okay, I'm going to go through that. But then let me first give a bit of overview on artificial solutions, because we have been speaking many languages since the beginning. 2001, that is when artificial solutions was created. And already since the beginning, the vocation of the company was to become international and to have to be serving international clients. And there it came, the first client. Maybe some of you that have been long enough in the sector with conversational AI technologies, you may remember these 2 logos. It's from IKEA. So these are Ascana. They were quite popular at the time, and they were IKEA pioneering this, because well before any of the companies were talking about natural language, they were already engaging with us 2003 and starting to develop not only 1 solution but 20 solutions in 21 countries and 23 languages. So you can imagine that at the time, the technology and our platform was not as mature as it is today. It was challenging. And some of the challenges that we were coming across was, how to keep the solutions, all the different solutions. Think of these 21 languages. So how to keep those solutions aligned? Because you are starting to create a solution, and then as soon as you are making copies of that solution and providing that available into different other countries, well, the solution starts living its own life, right? The local markets start adding things, and then you realize 9 months, 12 months later, that the solution is not exactly how it used to be in the beginning. And when headquarters are looking at those solutions saying, well, how are we going to control the quality of the different solution if they are looking different, right? So these were challenges that we were having back in 2003. Then another step in the company, 2010, Teneo was born. Teneo is our natural language platform. It's a platform that is made of different applications that allows from building flows to analyzing the logs, so doing all the end-to-end process that you want that you want to have in a conversational solution. And when building that, the first iteration of that platform, that is when we were incorporating all the knowledge of having been in the market for many years. While beyond Siri was launched, which was the big moment when everyone was knowing about natural language, right? Which was, by the way, helping us very much at that moment in time from marketing perspective. It was explaining to the whole market what natural language was. And then till today. So today, it's in our DNA to cover languages. So we operate in 86 languages, which covers around 40% of the world's population. So apart from other features that it's in our DNA, speaking languages and following our customers to make deployments in multi-language solutions in an efficient way. Let me explain how we do that. And that is thanks to one feature that is called master local feature, excuse me, which is helping us in doing those deployments in an efficient way, right? So let me give an example. No, think on a customer support service. Think on some of the processes like typical questions. My last invoice is wrong, or my internet is not working. Any kind of question that you can think of. Think that these type of questions, if you think of the process in the different countries, the process is pretty much alike, right? So it's pretty much the same. It's going to change, of course, the language. You need to localize that into a different language, but it's going to be, you will need to adapt the answers, but the process itself, the questions that an agent from the call center will be making to you are exactly the same, right? So that's when we are starting to think on the idea, okay, so one solution is having most of the content, and we know that in average is 80% of the content, it's common in all the different countries where you want to deploy that. So then Teneo is having one option that with one click, then it's splitting that into as many different local solutions as you wish, right? And then you need to go into those solutions and then you need to localize that. But the bulk of the work is already done, right? So where you're having much more work is in thinking all these processes, in thinking on the customer journey that you want to implement. Once this is thought, which is in the master solution here on the left, then you can share it to everyone. And that is linked. There is a connection between the master solution and the local solution. That means if headquarters decides that there is a change on the process, automatically all the different local countries will see that there is a change that they need to adapt in their local solution. So hence there are here a couple of things that I want to highlight. First of all, reuse 80% of the content. We know by in average, 80% of the content is the same in all the different local countries. And then very important point, up to 70% of savings. So think if one solution takes you, let's say, for sake of example, 100 days, you will only need 30 days to go into that local language. And that is because you need to localize that. You need to change it from English to German, Italian, French, Chinese, whatever is needed. But then that's not the whole story, right? So we have this 80% of the content, but there is always some content that is local to that specific country. There is always some processes that will be, or some services that will be specific for that country. So think of how to return a parcel. in one country, it will change from country to country. In some, you will get someone picking it up at home. And maybe in some others, you will need to bring it to the postal office, the closest one. So it will change, and each country will want to have this local touch. And then that's the second part, right? So the solution that is inherited from headquarters, from the master solution, can get this local touch. So all these blue squares that you see here that has been added now to the picture means that these are flows that will not be present in other countries. And then they have the flexibility, the local countries, they have the flexibility to set up those journeys with the customers that are required in that specific countries that is not required in other countries, right? So we see two more things that I want to add here in the benefits of such a feature. Decrease of total cost of ownership. This is vitally important, right? So if you're deploying 10 different languages, you do not want to multiply the cost by 10, right? So you want to make sure that the costs are not scaling at the same rhythm as the number of languages. So it cannot be a ratio of 1 to 1. If you deploy 10 solutions, then it has to be a much more contained cost. And that is what is providing you by syncing, which is the second thing that I'm pointing out here, or the fourth thing that I'm pointing out here. Syncing those solutions is giving you both the control that the quality is going to remain the same as it was designed in the beginning over time. And also they are going to, there's an easy way to make aware all the different local countries that there has been a change, a new process that has changed, that has been added, wherever. Okay, so then 3 needs that I would like to highlight that I see that we are covering in our customers, right? So the first one, the business case that maybe you are probably having in mind, no? And the one that I'm also referring more like the Skoda case, one company being present in 2 different countries. So one solution designed in headquarters that have different languages plus some additional local touches. Okay, that would be the first need that we're covering. Second need, case of Swisscom, right? So Swisscom is not deploying their solution in different countries. They do want to serve their customers, their clients, in 4 different languages. Hence here, all the processes and all the services that are offering in one language, let's say English, are exactly the same as the ones that they are offering in French, Italian, and German. Hence here, the savings are even more than 70% because it's a specific case, but that's a need that is covering, right? So one country, think of Canada, right? It's English, French, and there are many other countries that you can come across that there's one country, different languages. So that is covered also with this feature. And then the third need that is covered, and that is more, let me go back to the Shell case, right? So I was mentioning in the beginning that Shell case maybe was not thinking that it was worth investment in conversational solutions in not all the countries that they're present. They are pretty much present all over the world. So what they decided, what they took the decision is saying, okay, let's deploy one solution which is in English, which is one size fits all, different languages. Different countries. So then they decided to deploy one solution in English, which was a subset of the English solution, which was going live in countries like Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Philippines, and some others. So they decided to take a subset of that big English solution. Then they just created one that was fitting general flows that were important for distributors and clients in those countries, but still they were not having so much volumes and questions coming from those countries. They decided to do it in a very efficient way. And that is when this master local feature is also helping in this type of needs. Now, let me give another view, right? So this is how the solution is working, how we can implement that. Now, let me give me the view from the team, right? So what are the advantages from the team perspective? And there are several as well. So first of all, which is aligned with what I said in the previous slide, but different angle. So from the headquarters, you think on creating a core team. a core complete team. Let me call it like that. So there will be a project manager, subject matter expert, business analyst, technical developers, of course. So they will be designing and analyzing data and designing and architecturing the conversational solution that is going to be useful for all the different local markets. Once this is created, as shown in the slide before, they are going to make that available to all different local countries within just one click. Then what is providing that to them? That is clearly giving central control. They control the quality. They can be sure that the solution are not going to change, is not going to change over time, and they are going to maintain that absolutely as they design it in the beginning. Hence, they can understand that the quality is up to the standards that they are having. Then let's talk about the local teams. So the local teams, there are several advantages as well, because the expertise that you need in the local teams is not as high the expertise as you need in the core team. The core team is designing the whole experience. The local team is inheriting all that design experience and then localizing that. So they don't really need to think on the process. They don't need to analyze data. They don't need just to have lots of discussions with business users in the headquarters. They just take those flows and then they localize them into the language. Let me highlight that it's not translating, it's localizing, just to have the best experience in the conversational solution. So then that means that the expertise is more junior, and that opens different benefits, right? So it's less training compared to those that are designing the solution, gives you a bit more flexibility to find the people, it's easier, opens even possibilities to externalize some of the work to external people in a simple way. Right, so that is that is something that is really working out very nicely for our clients. Then another advantage: increase cross solutions synergies. So what is very important is that from headquarters, you need to understand that you're deploying into several different countries, and you need to be very open. You need to open very much the channel of communication between all the different countries, because at any moment in time, there will be coming requests from the local countries that will apply worldwide to all the solution, right? So there might be some local requests that are coming that you may decide from headquarters, okay, I understand, but this sounds to be very local, so create a flow. Use the functionality to create your local flows. Or you will realize that, well, no, this request is coming from this country, from this other country, from this other. This has to be in the master solution. So we will take it from the core team. We will share it once this is designed to all the different solutions. So that is very important to keep the communication very open. It's true in every scenario, but in this one is more true because they're interacting with real customers, and hence it's very important, this feedback. And then the last point, the local flexibility. Local countries must be able to be agile, right? So think of airlines, in COVID times as we are living today. So all the countries are changing the requirements from flying and going abroad, and some countries are putting some requirements that are different. In Europe, it's definitely true. Spain, Portugal, France, they're having different requirements, slightly different requirements, and they're changing. Right? So you want the local markets to be able to be that agile. You don't want to keep them having everything going through headquarters and making this too heavy. You want them to be able to respond very quickly. So you do the change, you publish, it's out there, published, because the regulation just changed on that regard. So it's there, it's live, and our customers are well served. So that is the local flexibility is very good and very important when you want this to work out very nicely. Then last point, just 3 takeaways that I think that are very important at summarizing a bit the experiences that I've been sharing with you. First one, make sure you control the growth of your conversational solution. Make sure that you have a feature like the one that I've been explaining to make sure that a multi-language solution is not converted into a chaotic multi-language solution that in a year time you're looking backwards and saying, yeah, what has happened here? Because they don't seem to be coming from the same solution. So make sure you control your growth. Second takeaway, make sure that you scale without increasing the total cost ownership in the same proportion, right? Because it's easy to copy solutions, but then at certain point you will think, well, that's not worth investment, right? If I need to do all over again, that is not worth investment. So then make sure that there is a feature in there, as I've explained with Master Local, that allows you to scale by controlling the total, while controlling the total cost ownership. And then last point, be where your clients are in the most efficient way. I've explained 3 needs that we are covering with customers, not because you are present. So it's very typical that the 80-20 rule is always there. So 80% of the volumes are coming on 20% of some of the countries, right? But there's a lot of other countries that maybe you would take the decision, I'm not going to deploy any solution there because it's going to cost me too much money. But if you are playing with the feature in an efficient way, then or in a smart way, you will get that efficiency in place. Then maybe just last point, if you want to try it out, well, go to Teneo.ai. You will find there all the information for developers. You will be able to spin up an environment and you can play and have a look to that.
That sounds really great. And I hope a lot of people will do that because it's really fantastic what you're putting there, what you're putting together there. So I'm really excited to be working with you guys and helping some of your customers with conversation design as well. Thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your story here.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
And